Welcome to the topic Qt Designer. After completing this topic, you will be able to install and run Qt Designer, use important features of Qt Designer, save the UI, build and Python code from the UI file, and add an event handler to Python code. In the previous topic, you saw how to develop a simple GUI application with a button placed inside a window. A more complex GUI naturally involves defining the size, appearance and position of various GUI widgets, and that's going to be quite painful. But worry not, we can use a visual designer to create GUIs. See, if you view the source of any web page, you will find lengthy HTML code. But it may not mean that professional web designers have typed out all the lines of HTML. They use WYSIWYG software applications such as Dreamweaver to visually design the web page and then convert it to HTML. This saves a lot of laborious work. In the same way, we can use Qt Designer, a visual designer for GUI. The designer tools for PyQt5 are available in the form of wheel package on the website pypi.python.org. These packages cannot be installed by the pip utility. Refer to the helper text for the link and other information. Instead, unzipped archive contains designer.exe, which invokes designer interface. Remember, Qt Designer only helps in designing the GUI. The design needs to be converted into Python code. The algorithmic logic will have to be added to it using any Python-aware editor such as idle. To launch Qt Designer, just double-click on designer.exe. By default, Qt Designer opens with a dialog box that lets you choose from pre-configured form templates. Let us choose a more general form based on the main window template. The new form is displayed in the center. It starts with a menu bar placeholder, a status bar, and a title bar with a default title. Let's study the Qt Designer interface. First, we select the widget box from the view menu. This displays the widget box. It contains icons for various UI widgets or controls which can be placed in the form. By default, the widget box is placed along the left of the Qt Designer interface. The controls are classified into several categories. You can see layouts, spacers, buttons, item views, item widgets, containers, input widgets, and display widgets. This is the object inspector. It is usually docked to the top right. It displays the hierarchical list of all the objects on the form that is currently being edited. This is the properties editor. It is usually placed below the object inspector window. It displays properties of the currently selected object on the form. The available properties depend on the object being edited, but all the widgets provided have some common properties such as object name, the object's internal name and enabled, the property that determines whether an object can be interacted with or not. The geometry property of the main window shows positions and dimensions of the form. Let us change the width and height of the form from the property editor. Expand the geometry node in the properties column and click in the value cell in front of width property to change it to 400 pixels. Similarly, change height to 300 pixels. The resized window form will now be displayed. Let us now drag a push button widget from the widget box and drop it on the form. From the property editor, let's change the caption to OK, font to Arial, (10) bold, and object name to button1. You can place the button where you want by dragging it on the form and resize it using the mouse. You can also do this in the property editor. In the same way, we can add two labels, two line edit widgets, which are nothing but text boxes with a single line of text. Let's also add a reset button. There. Now our form has more elements. By the way, if you want to convert the line edit field into a password field, set its echo mode property to password. Now, let's save this file as a .ui file. Next, let's make these GUI elements work. Each Qt widget is designed to send something. Let's call it a signal for now. In response to one or more events such as a click or a touch. The signal on its own does not do anything. Instead, it is connected to a slot. The slot can be a method of any widget class or a Python function that can be called. In our design, let's say we want the reset button to clear the text boxes. The QLineEdit widget has a clear method for this purpose. So the reset button's clicked signal can be connected to the clear method of the two text boxes. To do this, we click on the Edit Signals or Slots menu. Then we select the reset button without lifting the mouse. Drag the cursor to the email text box like this. A Configure Connection dialog box pops up. Let's select Clicked and Clear. Now click on OK. Let's repeat this procedure for the reset button and the password field this time. You can see the results from the Signal Slot Editor window. Let's save this file and close Qt Designer. The saved .ui file is an XML file. Now, we need to convert this into Python equivalent code. For this, we use the command line utility pyuic5. This utility is a wrapper for the UIC module and is installed along with the pyqt5 package. We use this command for the conversion. For the sake of simplicity, we place the UI file in the same folder where the pyuic5 file exists. In the command we used, the X switch adds code to the generated Python code so that it becomes a self-executable standalone application. You can refer to the UI file and the Python code in the py file by downloading the zip file from the helper text below. Let's see what happens when we run the py file. Yes, the application window is open. Let's check if the reset button works. Yes, it does. You learned about event handling using the built-in events in the Qt Designer. In the next section, you will learn how to add a user-defined function.